Oh. Alright. Hello. Welcome to Red Cardinal Tarot. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you found this video, obviously it's probably not a coincidence. There's more than likely something here for you. At the same time, please use your own intuition and use your own discernment. And I would like to mention and give gratitude and thanks just for the people that already have potentially commented or booked a reading with me, or also just gave it a thumbs up or shared it, or even just simply viewing it, viewing the video and sticking through and watching it, as it helps me grow my channel. I do greatly appreciate that. It doesn't go unrecognized, even though it's just beginning, and I hope to keep that that same momentum and that same kind of vibe as we move forward. If you are returning, welcome back. Obviously, it's good to have you back. So my intentions of this reading is a second part. Also, if you do have if you know you have a North Node Taurus, Virgo, Cap in your first house, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius in your first North House, there still might actually be something in that part 1 video for you guys, potentially, and if not, just, move along, but you're welcome to check it out. As I try to balance out my videos and stuff like that, and try to make it to where there's still going to be something there, kind of like the Matrix, like you can, I want to have like a reading or something that like you can watch this reading but then go back and watch another reading, and like you'll still like gather something or something like that, why not? Anyways, though, so just like part 1, I am going to kind of introduce what the Blue Moon Energy read is, or what the Blue Moon Energy is about, and what you might be experiencing at this time. For those that have watched this, this is kind of the part where you can skip ahead. I don't know, I'll probably just give like a thumbs up, and that'll kind of be like your indicator to stop, and that's where the air sign and water sign readings will actually start for the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and then Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Oh, goodness gracious, look at me. Gotta do it, bro. Gotta keep me on track. So yeah, at this time with the Blue Moon Energy, you might be having a heightened intuition at this time. It's also a good time for like long-term manifestations, or setting intentions for things you want to heal or grow on. The Blue Moon Energy is also very it's a very potent time with the throat chakra, and speaking your authentic truth and coming forward and actually communicating what you really want and who you really are, and kind of like taking that mask off, or seeing through other people's mask, even potentially. And it's a great time, catalyst for the truth, and in a way it kind of forces us to stop overthinking and to start speaking your authentic truth, or or even help us with some shadow work of deep releases of anything that might be in our emotional body or our consciousness or anything like that. And why it's so important and so impactful and powerful to do this at this time is because, if you don't know, the calendar blue moon, should you say, only happens every 2 to 3 years. The next time this will happen will be December 31st, 2028. Obviously, next year we will have a seasonal blue moon, but they're very I don't know, they're definitely not as potent as these are. If you hear meow meow, just say hello. Yep, there you go. Say hi, meow meow. um, that blue moon, the seasonal blue moon, that'll be May 20th of 2027 next year. Um, and so basically, those of you that want to take advantage of this time or type of this energy, some of the ways you can harness this energy, and if you ask why, that's why, because it only happens every few years. Uh, this is a very powerful time for manifestations, journaling, sit under the moonlight. You can also just do this during the day, with a pen and paper. Just be outside, probably in nature, to say the least, and write out your deepest desires in the present tense, as if they are already accomplished, as in they have already happened, you are already experiencing them, and you are already living in that moment. Okay? Like you can write, I guess you can journal like up to that moment, and then from that moment forward. You see what I'm saying? This is also a very good time that you can use to, cut any cords or do any clearing. I actually forgot to mention this in the other one, though, is you can actually use this for, it's a very good time to also use as kind of like a reset if you need to, to reset yourself or reset your energy, or just, to just reset something, Yeah. So also, the blue moon is the sacred number 13, being the 13th moon within the calendar year. The number 13 is associated with the goddess and feminine energy, but also the masculine god energy. We both carry, our masculine energy on our right and our feminine on our left, as well. And it's an important, to balance and integrate them. Male or female, because we carry both. Which the 13th moon cycle and the number also connects to the 13th zodiac sign, which is a reference to Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer. So if you are new to spirituality, or you're looking to maybe get further into spirituality, or to maybe start that journey, or if you don't quite know how to connect to the Divine Mother, then the Ophiuchus is definitely a good way to start your path and your journey into connecting to that. Meow meow. Yes, we'll go outside later. Yes, just be patient, please. Okay. She's chatty, bro. But yeah, so also, it's a good way if you're new to spirituality to, let's say, start exploring, and, within a means that's still obtainable, and also like it's, meow meow. Let's go. Go that way. Go to that window. It's open. That one is, and that one is. Yeah. So either way, though, I apologize. She didn't do this on the first one. I guess she's just, I don't know. Yeah. So either way, yeah, it's a very good way to open that door and to start going down that path. So also with this reading, like I said, in a way though, the blue moon this time around, where it's talking about, being your true authentic. So either way though, this one's going to be more for, the blue moon, and how this blue moon energy is going to impact you with being, kind of more of like a reality check, like I said, with the truth, your true authentic truth coming through, and being expressed, and coming as well, like through your perception, through your reality, through your intuition. It can be being brought to you or brought up to you in many different ways and forms. So just like the first read with this one, where I already did kind of pulled it, and I talked about how what this energy is going to bring into you. Obviously, please use your own intuition and discernment, and take what resonates. And if it doesn't apply to you, don't make it fit. Please and thank you. But basically, I pulled some cards to see how the collective potentially would might need to, like, what they would be working with as far as this energy, the blue moon reality check, kind of comes in, and it's being perceived and brought to you to help you maybe work through this, or to even, if you have already worked through it, then kudos to you. If not, then maybe that's kind of where that will. I just lost my train of thought. Excuse me. I guess they don't want this message to come out now, huh? That's alright. We rebuke it. Either way, though. Yeah, so basically I pulled cards to see what each zodiac sign was going to need, or what they might be dealing with. And like I said, if you have already worked through this, then you're welcome to still stick around and show your support and gratitude, or anything like that. But those that maybe haven't, then this is going to be kind of what you might be working through, and we're going to use this card, obviously, with the moon. The is this one the moon? No, this one's the ocean one. For more of like your intuition, as the moon is connected to the tides and our intuition, and then this obviously is the messages of the cosmic oracle cards. And we're going to use this because this is a very good time as well to connect with the Divine Mother, that divine feminine energy, to help us, potentially cultivate or manifest, or to heal, or to ground ourselves, or, to do what we need to do individually, or, as spiritual people, or anything like that, obviously with honest, pure, good intentions. So we're going to start this one out with air signs. If you don't know what that is, it's a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And for you guys, your blue moon reality check energy that's coming into you potentially, is say what needs to be said. Your voice matters. Your voice is very important, and you shouldn't hinder or hold yourself back. Because it's basically saying your relationships require an unfiltered, honesty right now, in your reality. So maybe you might be working through potentially a lot of dishonest people in your past, or maybe you're just needing to voice up your own opinion, or your own desires, or maybe you need to set stronger boundaries. I'm not quite too sure. We are going to get into it, though. I'll take a sip of water. Alright. I hope everybody's doing alright today, or night, rather, whenever you find this. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can reach out. Again, I'll put it in the bottom of the screen, redcardinaltarot@gmail.com. I also have been, I think I've been forgetting to mention this, I do have a Cash App, so if you guys would like to support the channel, or to donate to it, you're more than welcome. It's not indulged, but it is greatly appreciated if those that do. With that money, we usually, I do plan on getting more decks. There is a couple more decks that I would definitely like to pick up. And then eventually, kind of my goal is with this channel is, just to be real with you guys, is not per se to take those donations and put them back into the channel, because I feel like we can get the channel pretty up to speed pretty quickly, to be real with you. So my intentions is pretty much eventually, once we get to a certain point, as to maybe those donations that actually come in, is to periodically maybe, share my gratitude, and, maybe we'll just, give it back to the collective, or, the soul tribe, the whoever's, I guess, rocking with me over here. Because that's what it's about. Like, there's more than enough to go around for everybody, and that's just one of the beautiful things that I want to try to show and inspire other people. As this channel grows and stuff like that. So if you can rock with that, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Welcome on in. So let's get to we're gonna do 2 of these, by the way, and 2 of those. For both zodiac signs, and kind of just talk about what they might be, and what this might be something that we can talk about, so it can help you. So it can help you move through this potentially this blue moon energy a lot smoother and better, if this does resonate and apply for you, obviously. So with the first card, and we're going to use this as the moon cards, or the ocean cards, as kind of like I said, your conscious, your intuition, and we're going to use the cosmic oracle cards kind of like as more of a message from the Divine Mother, or your spirit team or angels that you might need to know at this time. Okay. So on the first card that we got the giant clams. Find peace in the depths of your being, and let the quiet strength of your inner sanctuary protect you. So yeah, so maybe, maybe like I said, maybe internally you have been maybe feeling some kind of way, or maybe depleted in some kind of way, or maybe you have been finding peace in the depths of your own being, being in your own energy, being in your own, to yourself and stuff like that. Or maybe it's saying that you need to find time for yourself to find that peace in your emotions, in your mind, or in your reality itself. Because sometimes we can just go, and we just kind of, get burnt out, and, usually when we do that, like, yeah, it's a quiet strength that we have, and we all can carry it. And, I see this collective, I see that you are carrying it, and it is protecting you. But, if you're never fully speaking up and voicing, your opinion, or your what's the word, spirit? What's the word? I guess, or maybe even your boundaries. It could even be your boundaries that, maybe you need to speak up about. With the second card here, it's the underwater gardens. It says to nurture the garden of your heart, cultivating seeds and compassion, gratitude, and forgiveness. So either you are working through this. So this is a heart chakra thing that you might be working through right now. I believe the other one we was having who was it? Virgo. One of those, they were talking about the crown. So there might be something there for you as well. Going from the crown to the heart. It'd be pretty wild if we end up with the root, wouldn't we? That's besides the point. But yeah, so basically, it's saying we have to nourish and cultivate those positive, good seeds, of compassion, of gratitude, and forgiveness towards ourselves for, maybe the things we've done, as we've learned and grown, or maybe even that other people have tried to project upon us. That maybe it has been hindering us, and maybe that's what's been keeping us fearful of speaking up, is because maybe or this collective is kind of like, maybe it's uncharted waters, you know, maybe this is kind of all new to you, or maybe this is something that maybe you're seeing is now repeating. That could be also it. Let's get 2 cards too. Please, thank you, Spirit. 2 cards. Ooh, do you want to take that? Yes, okay. I will take that one. Ooh. Oh, that's 3. Okay. I guess you're getting 3. The other one's got 3 or 2. Okay, well this one was first, right? Alright, so what we got here is a message from your spirit or the divine. It basically says to stop giving away your power. Right now. Immediately. Because maybe you're not realizing with you not speaking up and you not voicing your own opinion or your own matters, you know, obviously that are, you know, with pure good intentions. You know, it's literally like I feel like they potentially might be running over you, like in a sense, or you might be feeling like those people are running over you, and they're going to continue to potentially do that until you call back your energy and your power, and you set these boundaries and you speak up about this and put an end to this as well. You know, and stop giving your energy and your power away with not expressing your voice. You know, because you know, a lot of times people don't realize that if, you know, our voice is, you know, it's a gateway, you know, in a way. It's a tool, you know. It's a beautiful thing to have to express, you know, ourselves as individuals. You know, and it's a shame that you know, we come across times where we potentially might feel like our voice doesn't matter, or you know, what we say isn't going to be heard, or what we might be perceiving that it's just not going to be like comprehended, I guess, or maybe perceived in a good manner to other people potentially. Because you know, maybe, I don't know, you're afraid that people, if you speak up, that, you know, you might be you know, frowned upon or something like that. But you know, let's just be real. If somebody's frowning upon something that you're probably speaking up about, or that you finally do voice something, you know, you put your own voice into, you know, whatever, however this might be, a relationship, a job, an argument, you know, a classroom. I mean, I don't know. It could be anything. But once you stop giving your power away, and you do that, you know. And then also right here, your next one is it says take responsibility for your choices. This is your life to live. Own it. So exactly. So, you know, until you voice up and use your voice, okay, and you actually take the responsibilities for your choices, because this is your life. This is you know, your reality that you are co-creating, that you are you know, going through basically. You know, nobody else should be having a say so over how you go about it. You know, obviously if it's you know, maybe harm to self or something, which we don't want that, or, you know, negative intentions, you know, again, we don't want that. That's a whole different topic. But more so just on a sense of, you know, feeling hindered or anything like that. Which I will be honest with you, if you're doing shadow work and this is something that you might be feeling that you can't speak up, or you can't do this, then I would definitely say you actually have, you might be feeling potentially a weird vibe in your lower abdomen, on more so on your left side. It could be on your right, but I want to definitely say more on your left. And that stems from being a witch wound. You can look into that. and to see how that actually might come about, and that might help you from that. That was actually something I had to work through myself. Was the fear of being, and the witch wound usually stems from the fear of being heard, the fear of being seen, the fear of expressing ourselves, because maybe in a past life or a past timeline we was made fun of, or it was just abnormal, or maybe it was perceived as evil, or it could be numerous things, but that's usually what stems from that. And and Spirit wants you to know that no one said this whole life thing is a race. Okay, it's okay to take time and slow down for you and for yourself, as you need to do so, as certain times and occasions arise. It's good to give ourselves that self-love and that self-care, and to speak up and say that, hey, I might need some time for me, or I might need some space, or I need to set these boundaries, or I need to take that action, or I need to go figure out what I need to go do with this. Or it can be cultivated in many different ways and forms, but until we move past that, and we get past that that illusion, which I do feel like this collective is definitely moving towards it, because if you see, you kind of got like let's see here, show you guys. Because see, as you actually see, we start out kind of like a red light, and then it kind of gets more into the purple and stuff like that. And then as you see, when we come over here, it's a whole lot more illuminated and stuff like that. So I definitely see that you definitely are going to be guided to do this, or you already are doing this potentially. And if you are, kudos. I send you love and light. To work through that. I know certain things cannot be easy, especially working through self-worth and self expression in a sense. Yeah. Alrighty. So for our next one, for our blue moon energy read, how this energy read is going to come in and affect, water signs being Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, basically this blue moon energy coming in as a reality check potentially to you guys. It's basically saying that, you need to let go of that stale emotional grudge, bro. Whatever you're holding on to, whatever somebody might have done to you, whatever might have somebody said or projected, it's hindering you, honestly. It's holding you back. It's actively actually Spirit one of the end of reading, or the cards that I pulled. It was actually kind of more signifying that that whatever this this old ass emotional grudge that you might be holding on to, it is actively blocking your career blessings. So if you've been trying to manifest a career, or a career change, or a job change, or some kind of like financial pentacle manifestation, and you haven't really been seeing any kind of growth or any kind of progress with that, being a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, then that is probably why, right there. I don't know who or what the emotional grudge is, or what it's about. I'm going to keep it. I try to keep the readings pretty neutral for male or female, but it is what it is, obviously. And whatever this is, though, you shouldn't allow other people's actions or emotions or words to get you so riled up that you feel like you need to get revenge, or hold a grudge towards them, because the longer you stay in that energy, I'm sure this is probably, you're probably starting to realize this now. Your reality has probably been manifesting very bad things, or things have very started to slow down and stuff like that. That's a hint. That's kind of why, because what you put your energy and time and thought and emotion into is what you will pull and manifest into your reality. Um, there's really no other way to say that. Simply. Um, Obviously, maybe if you need if you guys might need a reading or book a reading with me to maybe, figure out maybe what the lessons are with this emotional grudge, maybe, and to maybe help you move forward with that, by all means, reach out. I've done this kind of reading. I don't care for them, but I can do them. I've helped a couple of people do that with, more of the shadow. It's kind of a more of a shadow work kind of read. But it is what it is. I'm just here to help people, and if that's the people that need my help right now, then I guess I'll step up and I'll be that one for spirit and the divine. All right. Let's get one more, please, and thank you, spirit. And this is for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, on how to potentially move past this still emotional grudge, to help with the blue moon reality check energy. Alright, so your first card out here is the Ocean Whispers. It says to embrace the role as protector and guardian, standing strong against life's challenges. So even though you might be deep in murky waters right now, emotionally, okay, because of this grudge that you have been holding on to, it's important to realize that yes, we are responsible for our own protection, but we are to be our own guardian as well. Our own kind of mentor in a sense, or our own person. We shouldn't be so much trying to look externally, emotionally, and get validation, if that's what this might be. Because that's usually kind of what emotional grudges stem from. Is some kind of jealousy, envy, lust, or potential, what's the other one? Either way, that's definitely connected usually with your heart space and your root chakra. If you was wondering where to start with working that energy out. But basically, yeah, even though and if you have already been through this, then I do see that you are very definitely starting to stand strong up against life's challenges, and face them head on, and face them. Grab that bull by the horn. And instead of life controlling you, you controlling your life and your reality. And that's beautiful for those people that have. But we're gonna kind of jump back to the people that apparently are holding some emotional grudges, because I feel those people kind of need more of the attention right now. Your next card out, though, is Neptune's Palace. Did I show this one? I believe I showed it. I'll show it again, though. They're pretty cards. This next one is Neptune's Palace. It says, let the currents of divine guidance lead you to your true purpose. So yeah, so maybe, maybe once, okay, well, we'll just collectively, those of you that are standing strong against life's challenges, okay, and you are definitely, yes, you are on the right path. Keep listening to your spirit team, keep listening to the guidance. They are definitely leading you to your true purpose, even though it may not quite feel like it or seem like it just yet. Just stay strong, stay the course. I believe in you. Spirit believes in you. You got this. Absolutely. And those of you that are, you know, holding on potentially to this emotional grudge, uh, I think it's just time that you start listening to the direction that the divine has been trying to lead you, because the longer you stay in holding on to that, the further and further away you're gonna go and become, and move away from your actual true purpose. You know, your highest and greatest timeline, your most abundant timeline, your most fruitful, time of reality that you could potentially cultivate for yourself and the loved ones around you. And it's important that we try to stop holding on to past people, places, and things, and shoulda, woulda, couldas, and maybe just take accountability for what you have done and maybe what other people have done, and you forgive yourself and you forgive them, and you simply start worrying about what you need to do and not about getting even with Steven, and actually worry more about what you need to do, what you need to focus on. Yes, meow meow, we hear you loud and clear. Welcome on in. Oh my goodness. I won't come in. I apologize, guys. She's just ready to go outside. She's ready to go play. It's a cat, but I swear it's almost like a dog. I don't know. Does anybody have a cat that's like a dog almost? It's pretty kind of cool though, Say yeah, say I'm a cool cat. Say I'm a cool kitty. I'm surprised she hasn't done what she tries to do when I'm not actually making a video or helping someone out. She tries to get up here sometimes. Oh yeah, I'm talking about you. Don't roll. Yo, my cat just gave me that look. She's so sassy, dude. Sassy for a cat, dude. Alright, spirit angels, can we get at least two cards to help water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and how to potentially move past this grudge, or also any advice for those that maybe have already done this as well, or moved for this or through this, or that are going to be moving through this. Please and thank you for when this finds whoever it needs to. I'm sorry, my cat's smacking my feet. It's distracting. Yeah, if you heard that plop right there, that was the cat under the table. So just yo, chill. Alright. Let's get to it. Two cards, please and thank you, Spirit, of how to help Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and how to move past this emotional grudge, or this emotional stagnation, or potentially, those that have done the work that they might need to know, or help assist them. Please and thank you. Ooh, okay. So there we go. Oh, we had this one and another one. I want to get one more, though, only because I have already seen that card in the other readings, and I do not want them to be quite as similar, so we will add a little blinga with that one. Alright, so your first card out, oh wow, these both came out in the other readings, but they came out separately. Yeah, that's weird. That's crazy. All right. Yeah. So your first message out with Spirit is, I think you do have the potential. You either do have the potential, or you already do. Know that you have such a bright light inside of you. And maybe it's time that you stop dimming it, because if you're constantly worried about getting even with Steven, then, you know, I'm not trying to pinpoint anybody out that's named Steven. You know, forgive me if your name's Steven. I'm not singling you out. It's just an old saying, I guess you could say. But yeah, so, you know, stop dimming your light, you know, because the longer you keep holding on to this grudge, like I said, it's the longer it's steering you away from your north node. It's steering you away from your actual highest and greatest timeline, you know, and you know, until you actually realize that and make peace with that and heal that and integrate that, then you know, things are probably just going to keep continuing not in the greatest manner. And you know, I wouldn't want that to be happening for anybody, you know, because we would want the collective as a whole again to elevate, you know, and helping one another. And it, you know, this one also signifies that, you know, life can be hard, and life can be wonderful. And you know, we had this in, what was it, bro? Yo, this is crazy. This was in the Taurus, the Earth reading, I believe. I'm sorry, I've went to the gym in between the time frame of the posting that video to this video, so you know, there's been a little bit of a you know, time difference there. So but yeah, I'm pretty sure this was in the Taurus read too, because it was talking about, you know, life can be it can be hard, obviously, you know, letting go of healing this emotional grudge that, you know, you might be holding on to potentially, or you know, and those that have, you know, obviously, you know, I see that you're more focused on yourself, male or female, and improving yourself. I see that, you know, you're definitely maybe more meditating more. You're definitely more just kind of getting out nature. And if you're not, maybe that's something that Spirit's asking you to do, is to get out maybe in nature and to meditate. And I'll say that because you see this little person. It looks kind of like a female. You know, I'm not trying to be gender, but it does look like a female. Could be a male though. Could be talking about a male, as we again both carry both energies. Bro, again, I love it. I love it when you give the messages, bro, and it's like Spirit just clarifies and just it just ties it all back in together. And it's so hilarious that, you know how I mentioned, wouldn't it be funny if I was talking about the root chakra? Wouldn't it be weird or crazy if I was talking about the root chakra? Are you ready to see how psychic I am, bro? Boom. I don't need no proof. Look at all that red. Oh! Yo, that's crazy. Alright. And it literally talks about this card. And it says, you must forgive if you want to be free. Do it for you. Don't do it for them. Do it for you. Really. Let go of the grudge. Let go of the burden, bro. It's doing you no good, okay? And obviously, those of you that have already maybe processed something like this, you know, kudos to you. I know that can be very hard, especially if you've went through a dark night of a soul, or you've went through some kind of awakening, and you know, especially when you start to come to the realization that, you know, there is you know, witches and warlocks and eastern stars, and you know, masons, and you know, just people behind the scenes just doing the utmost, you know, that we would have never assumed until we awaken, you know. And so you know, from a spiritual person to another spiritual person, you know, I send you my love, I send you my light, you know, to help assist you. I do pray and ask that, you know, your team of highest light and resonance, you know, obviously can maybe help you integrate and learn the lessons and the karma that you're needing to learn. So maybe you can release this this grudge and, you know, whatever. Because I'm gonna be honest, dude. You know, little side note here. I've seen some past people. I've seen some people I don't even know, bro. Like, just try to like do weird stuff, like come up against me or something, you know, behind the scenes, and think that they, I don't pick up on the shit. It's hilarious, dude. But either way, you know, there was definitely a time in my journey where I had to, definitely release and forgive, the grudges that I might have been holding, potentially towards, past lovers or acquaintances, or, the whole little secret competitions, or the whole greedy, jealousy, envy, narcissist, whatever, it. There's a lot of things and a lot of energies that we have to work through. So, I'm not going to stick and talk about that all day long. Obviously, if you know, you know. I'm not going to really, touch base too much on it because, this isn't exactly like a members channel quite just yet. But yeah, so definitely. Which I think this is funny though because, didn't we talk about the heart? Didn't we talk about the heart? I felt like we talked about the heart. Where did we talk about the heart? Was that in the Gemini one? Yo, that's crazy. We literally went from the crown, the heart, to the root. So if you haven't watched part one actually might have something there for you. And actually, I'm going to say, well, it's a little late to say that. But if you definitely have got something from the reading, then, definitely comment if you've got this far. Because we're going to end it on a positive note. And we're going to say that we're all moving towards our North Node. And we're all going to do the work if we haven't, or if we are, we're going to continue to. So if you got this far in the video, I guess comment, drop a palm tree, because we're that's where we're going. That's where we're headed. We're going to go to smoother, calmer waters, where we can be ourselves truly, authentically, and expressively. But yeah, if this is you, again, that, you are holding this, and this is the blue moon energy that's come into your reality, rather you have been aware or not aware, I hope this maybe has brought awareness or clarity, or maybe even if you was second guessing something, maybe this brought you the confirmation and the clarity that you might have needed to know, Again, if you did get something from the video and you do want to show your support, you can donate to my Cash App. If you would like to book a reading, again, it'll be right there on the, I believe it's the left side of the bottom of the screen on the channel. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I hope to see you guys on the next one. The next one is definitely, if you've been liking these readings so far, I hope you have. But definitely, the next one's probably going to be definitely more for the spiritual side. I got a download while I was sleeping, and actually, I believe in the first, actual Blue Moon Zodiac read that I did, I got a pretty good download with that actually interconnected with that reading I'm going to do. So yeah, if you want to maybe potentially hear about, what weird, goofy people do, apparently, and how your spirit team might have handled it, then yeah, tap into that one, because that one was, I think that one's going to be interesting for sure. I think it might be a little out there, and I don't know if it's going to be for everybody. It might just be for a very select few. It might be talking about a very very small group of individuals, maybe. It'll find who it needs to, and it'll go through the algorithm as it's supposed to as well, and not anyone else. All right, so I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace out. Hit the like. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you have, I don't know when the hyping it up comes in, but whenever that does, maybe we can start to do that. And if you know somebody that might need any of these messages, you're more than welcome. I hopefully share that message with somebody that might need to kind of hear that, get that clarity, hear that guidance maybe. again, as I did say, I've told quite a few people that, I'm not going to try to gatekeep information. Obviously, we're all on individual timelines and stuff like that. We all got our own journeys and path. So, I try to implement talking to people that, might be at my level, or they could be above my level, or they could just be beginning their path and their journey. I think we should definitely try to reach and branch all diversities the best way we can, and with psychology and stuff, and emotionally healing. Just because you might be a broken crayon doesn't mean you still can't color. I mean, it is what it is, but it's just a point of healing and coming back into wholeness and one, and finding ourselves. That we a lot of people have maybe have forgotten, or maybe that we've just been programmed to become asleep to. Which again, there's a lot of big changes coming in the collective. Like I said, the collective's kind of definitely more in a split of like the people that have done the work and the people that haven't quite done the work that might be coming along. There's quite a bit of people that I know there's people I've probably inspired or maybe have made believers, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that you guys, my collective has probably inspired through what you've gone through, and I'm sure you've probably definitely made some negative low vibrational people definitely probably believe in the Most High, and what's real and what's up, and that's pretty dope, and that's what it's all about. So I'm gonna quit rambling now. Again, we'll catch you on the next video. Peace out.